Hi, welcome to my channel and podcast. Y'all, I don't know if you are aware of Joe Biden administration trying to mandate everyone to get the uh, COVID-19 vaccine or not. I guess if you're not aware of this, you've been living up under a rock. And you may ask, why am I bringing this up on this channel, which, I like to talk about Christian living and things that are affecting Christians. And I do think that this is something that is affecting Christians because many times they're trying to make everybody have get the vaccine. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to tell anyone to get the vaccine or to not get the vaccine. I think that's up to you. That's between you and the professional medical staff or doctors that you deal with, and not up to me. But it affects you or your family in some type of way. And so it has affected me because my company has over 100 employees. And so any company with over 100 employees, they are trying to get them to have all of their employees vaccinated. And if I know a few months ago I heard that if they did not, that the company would have to pay a certain amount, and I forgot what the time frame was, but they had to pay a certain amount every so often for each of those individuals that did not get vaccinated. But with my company, right now, they're saying that we have to give our vaccine status. And once we give our vaccine status, we have to, if we got the vaccine, we have to produce proof. So, I don't know, vaccine card, vaccine papers, documents, whatever. Excuse me. You have to produce that and show proof to them. And so for those that are not vaccinated, they will have to take a weekly test. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, this really burns me up because I haven't had the vaccine. I mean, the vaccine. I haven't had the vaccine, and I'm still trying to decide whether I'm going to take it or not. However, I don't like them all up in my medical business. I believe my personal medical business, that is my business and not anyone else's. Maybe my husband, but that's it. No one else should be up in my business. And so we have to take a weekly test. Now, mind you, I work from home and I never have to go into the office. But my company is saying, well, you are considered as an independent worker and you may have to come into the office. We haven't been in the office in 2 years. I haven't set foot in my office in over 2 years. And even before Corona came on the scene, I didn't have to go in. I might have went in maybe twice a year. Maybe twice a year. Max 3 times. But I doubt I went in 3 times a year. So it really doesn't make any sense to me. And so now, because I'm not the only one that's having a problem with this, a lot of people are having a problem with it because if you live in America, this is, against your this is really infringing on your rights for them to try to make you take the jab. And I guess I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter, but I don't know if they'll take down this video or not. but I just wanted to talk to you guys about it and get your take on it. And I also wanted to read this story about, the ACLJ, and I think other people are taking this to the Supreme Court. And I'm going to read this article, probably take me a few minutes if you would bear with me. And I got this off of CBN News. And it says, federal vax mandates on trial Friday. Will Supreme Court grant vast, expansive power to the White House? Because most people in this country don't believe that they have a right to tell you what to put into your body. Most people don't agree with it. Even a lot of people that have been vaccinated don't agree with. They should be able to tell you that it's your decision. So it reads, the U.S. Supreme Court is examining the case against President Biden's federal vaccine mandate Friday, which could affect employers nationwide as well as tens of millions of U.S. workers. A deepening divide over the vaccine mandates that work their way through the legal system before reaching the High Court. Alliance Defending Freedom Senior Counsel and Vice President for Legal Strategy Ryan Bangert said the results will set a legal precedent regarding vaccine mandates, present and future. What's at stake is whether or not our federal government can claim vast, expansive power in time of emergency, Bangert said. Justice will hear arguments on the constitutionality of President Biden's emergency executive order forcing private businesses with 100 or more employees to submit to mandatory vaccination or face weekly testing, which is what my company has told us. The answer to that surely has to be no, said Bangert. Otherwise, the concept of a limited federal government and enumerated powers has really been stretched to the breaking point. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is OSHA, first announced how it would be enforced the mandate in November, which was immediately challenged in court. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal froze the mandate and then lifted the state in December. As CBN News reported last month, the Supreme Court agreed to hear the case in a special session. If the court finds the mandate should be stayed, clients opposed would find protection. That decision would send the case back to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeal, which is overseeing all consolidated legal challenges to vaccine mandates. There's also the possibility that the courts could simply decide the merits of the entire case tomorrow, Friday, which they didn't. And I think they got to the 10th. I think they got to the 10th to decide. And then if they don't, I don't know what's going to become of that. But I think their deadline to decide on this is the 10th. We just don't know how the courts is ultimately going to decide to handle this. If the mandate is reinstated, businesses not following the rules could face fines of more than $13,000 per violation. See, that's what I was telling y'all. The ADF Senior Counsel said Friday night will be the deadline for the full compliance with testing requirement. Heritage Foundation Senior Fellow Doug Badger tells CBN News, if the courts let this go forward, we will see a big shift in power in the federal government from Congress to the federal bureaucracy. Yeah, because they're going to think they can make us do any and everything. And see, that's where we have to be careful. And I do support this ACLJ, and sign a lot of petitions that they bring before the courts, because, if it doesn't hit you one day about one thing, eventually it's going to hit you one day about another thing. And I, you know, this affects everyone, no matter what, who they serve, no matter what their, what culture they are. As long as you live in the United States, it's going to affect you. A lot of people move over here for the freedom to become successful, the freedom to do as they please. But that's going to change if this goes forward. Badger says the main issue is whether OSHA and executive branch agency can make a federal law, but can they only do things that Congress has empowered them to do? Congress has not empowered OSHA to impose a mandate on businesses with 100 or more people, he said, but they are doing it anyway. So I think OSHA should be, I don't know if OSHA can be accountable, but I think that OSHA, they should be able to take OSHA to court as well, because to me, OSHA shouldn't be doing this now until everything is finalized in the courts. The High Court will also weigh in on the Center of Medical and Medicaid Services cases, demanding roughly 17 million healthcare workers also get vaccinated or submit to testing. This case poses the same question, whether or not federal agency has authority to implement a vaccine mandate primarily on healthcare worker, Bangert said. Other cases pending review, which will not be judged on Friday, include individual states' mandates, religious objection to vaccines, and dozens of litigation representing firms, businesses, and religious entities opposed to the vaccine mandates. There are well over a dozen cases pending, said Bangert. This week, former Vice President Mike Pence's political organization, Advancing American Freedom, weighed in on the case. They filed an amicus brief against President Biden's vaccine mandate for businesses. And that is the end of that story. But it's very interesting what is going on today. And I hope that if you did know about this, I hope this have enlightened you, open your eyes to what's going on. Maybe you can look into some ways to help, or to, with the cases or whatever, anything you can do, because this thing is encroaching upon personal freedom. And it's like I said, even if this does not affect you, even if you had, didn't have a problem with taking vaccine, if they pass this, who knows what they'll say tomorrow? Well, you can't go to the store, after 3 p.m., because that, for the safety of the community, for the safety of all Americans, you cannot go to the store after 3 p.m. I mean, anything they could bring up after, if this sets a precedent, if this goes forward, it's going to set a precedent that they can claim anything. I mean, who knows what they'll claim to be an emergency, and put all kind of demands on you and your family. So I just thought this was important to bring this to you guys. Please tell me, what do you think about this in the comments below. And if you thought this was informational, if you thought this was good information to share, please share it, because some people may not know what's going on in the courts, or they may not have time to listen to the news, but maybe they will for less than 15-minute video. So that is all I have today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. As I always say, continue to be blessed. Bye.